Good morning, everybody. It's lovely to be speaking to you again this Tuesday morning. I hope you had a lovely Monday, and hello to all of those of you who are working from home and all of those of you who are in the school building. So, as you know, our school value at the moment is justice. And in our assembly this morning, we are going to be thinking about standing up for yourself. So, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to play a little game. And this is a bit of a tricky one because I'm doing it remotely and I can't see what you're doing, but we're going to give it a go. And this game is do what I say, not what I do. So I might say, put your hands on your head, but be putting my hands on my shoulders. So you've got to do what I say, not what I do. So it means you've got to listen really, really carefully. So off we go. Put your hands on your head. Put your hands on your shoulders. Put your hands on your nose. Cross your arms. Put your hands on your ears. Put your hands on your lips. Put your hands on your head. So, I wonder how many of you manage that. It can be quite difficult listening and doing what you're hearing rather than doing what you can see, especially actually when you're looking at somebody on a screen. So well done if you manage to follow those instructions. So in this game, you are very much following me as a leader. Sometimes you are following my words and you are trying to ignore the actions that I was doing. So you are following me as a leader. And you are trusting me not to ask you to do anything inappropriate, dangerous, or wrong. So you are trusting me to do the right thing. You knew that you could follow me safely. Every day, often without thinking, we follow other people's words and actions, don't we? So when we're at school, we do it with our teachers, at home with our parents. Sometimes it's a really good thing to follow people without thinking, but sometimes it is not so good. If we see someone being kind, polite, hardworking, then it's good to follow them and use them as an example. But if we see someone being unkind, rude, or unfriendly, then it's not a good idea to follow them at all. And I bet all of you have been in a situation where you've had to decide whether to follow good or bad behaviour. So, I'm going to give you a few examples that you might have had whilst you were at school. One of your friends is messing about in the classroom and they're not getting on with their work. Did you ignore it or did you join in? You might have had a situation where someone was being nasty to someone in the playground. Did you try and stop it? Or did you join in? Did you try to be kind to the child that was being picked on? Just have a think. So sometimes we follow a leader in a situation when they are doing the wrong thing. Sometimes we follow a leader in those situations because we want to be popular. We want to make people laugh. We don't want to be picked on ourselves, or we want to feel important. So in the classroom, for example, in that situation I just explained, when someone's messing about, sometimes you might want to join in because you think it might make you popular with your friends. And sometimes it can be really hard to stand up for yourself for what you think is right. It can be difficult to stand back and say, no, I'm not going to join in with that behaviour. To actually stand up for what is right takes a lot of courage. It can mean that we're not so popular. It can mean that people make fun of us. But in standing up for what is right, we feel good on the inside. And in the long run, people will respect us for it. So there's lots of stories in the Bible where Jesus stands up for people. And there were times when he stood up for people and it made him unpopular. In the Gospel of Luke in the New Testament, chapter 19, verses 1 to 10, we hear of the story about how Jesus spent time with a tax collector called Zacharias. Zacharias used to steal money from people, and he was very unpopular. However, despite all of this, Jesus took the trouble to get to know him, and as a result, Zacharias' life was changed. There are many times in the Bible when Jesus spoke out against things that he thought were wrong. So we're just going to have a moment of quiet reflection. Would you rather follow other people's bad examples so that you can be popular, or stand up for what is good and right? Other times when you joined in bad behaviour or did something that you felt bad about because you wanted to fit in with the crowd. Why not make a decision today to follow good examples and to stand up for what is good? So we're going to say a prayer. If you'd like to make it your prayer, say Amen at the end. If you do not wish to pray, just listen to the words and think your own thoughts. Dear God, please help us to follow good examples. Help us to think about what we say and how we act, and help us to have the courage to make our own choices and to not simply follow the crowd. Amen. So I hope you have a lovely day and enjoy your learning on Seesaw or enjoy your learning in school. Remember, even though we are apart at the moment, we are still a school family, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Bye-bye and God bless.